new distributors who joined about 2 months ago. He wrote a book called The Four Pillars of Sales. And I was going to talk about this because it's actually very, very well written. Honesty, integrity, knowledge, and genuine interest. That's right up our street. And so when I started to think about talking about that, and then I thought, well, are we salespeople? We actually are salespeople, but we're not really selling. We're actually doing something slightly different, where we're encouraging people to purchase from us what we have to offer, something they don't even know they need. So before I start that, the slaughterhouse of failure is not in my destiny. I will persist until I succeed. And here's a little thing I found. Excuses are the nails to build the house of failure. That's pretty cool. So anyway, this book is by Jerry Savage. So if you think you might want to read it, it's on Amazon. It's very, very interesting. I just got part of the way through. And then I thought about it and I thought, well, how do we apply sales? How do we apply what we normally do to where we're really going right now? So traditionally, the doctors have always said, well, I can't sell. It's very difficult. I'm not a salesperson. I don't sell. Which, of course, is nonsense, because they don't hesitate to recommend recommend pharmaceutical products, because that's their comfort zone. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're quite happy about prescribing. So in some ways, that's selling too. It's giving the person or recommending something to the person that person needs, that maybe that person doesn't even know it. So that's what the doctor does for his patient, obviously. So in our case, we've got to think about something different. The doctor is solving the problem of the patient. The patient needs guidance, recommendations for their problems, and the doctor generally solves it. And it becomes a win-win situation, because the doctor is able to offer the patient a solution to his or her problem. And he does this, or she does this, by the knowledge that they have, the integrity which they have to try and offer that solution to the patient, and to be able to speak with certain authority, because he knows what he's talking about with the product, thanks to the multiple visits of the pharma rep. Well, in our case, we've got the same sort of thing to do. We've got to get to the doctor, and we've got to try and explain to the doctor, make him understand that we're not just trying to sell something to him. We're trying to offer him or her something that they need, but they don't realize they need it. That's the big key to this thing, is they don't realize they actually need what we have. And they don't need it because they have lived in that comfort zone for so long. And by living in that comfort zone for so long, they've gotten accustomed to it. It's a safe zone. They know all about it. And when we offer them something that is something new, it's something that is not being easily, readily, immediately accepted. So our job was and is, but it's now changed. I think it's going to change dramatically. Was to make the doctor understand in gentle terms that we've got what he or she needs: the scanner, the solution to their patients and to the physician, financial support for his or her practice. When we talk about money with the doctors, traditionally it's been, I'm all about my patients. Don't talk to me about money. It's true, because that's how they want to believe, and that's how it used to be. But since times changed, and insurance is a problem, reimbursement is a problem, the electronic records takes up half the time, and they realize they're on a treadmill, and they realize that they're not doing what they signed up for. Things have changed. So generally the doctor's under tremendous pressure to perform. And his income is dependent on things that he can't control. The insurance companies, the reimbursements. So he's under tremendous pressure. So I mentioned, sometime a couple of weeks ago, that I visited a doctor, and I said to her, "How many patients do you see?" And she said, "Not enough." That for me sparked something that made me think about it, and it's really applicable right now more than ever in the last couple of weeks. She said, "Not enough." I said, "How many?" She said, 29. And I said, 29 patients a day is not enough? Imagine seeing 29 people a day, every day. And I thought about it, and she said, "Well, I can't make out with 29 patients. I've got to see more patients." So I said, "Well, no, you've got to work in a smarter way. It's not about being on the treadmill and seeing more and more and more and more patients. What quality anything is that?" But it made me think that the mere existence of the doctor now depends on the number of patients he or she can see. That's very sad. We're now looking at the doctor's survival. The doctor's survival on things that he can't or she can't control. The insurance companies. Come on, that's not okay. So I gave it some thought, and I was thinking, well, right now we have been plunged into a forced mind shift from every aspect of the healthcare industry. We've actually been plunged into it. Everybody on the planet is thinking about something to do with their health. And the doctors are looking, and they're saying, "My God, I studied for so many years, and here I am sitting at home because I'm forced to do it because it's out of my hands again. I've lost control of my life, and I've lost control of the staff of my the lives of my staff." So life is generally, we like to think we're in control. We can make decisions. We want to do this, we want to do that, and then some of us can, some of us can't really at that time, but it's about the control of our lives. And suddenly we've all lost control of our lives. Everybody. We're now told, and we can decide, but we're told, we're shown science, we're shown evidence, we're told what the consequences are, and now many of us, half of the population is at home. And the doctors have lost control of their lives, their incomes. They're now seeing their families 24/7, something they haven't done for years. I joke about all these extraterrestrials we've got in our house, which are the teenagers and the X and Y generations who we don't really know, we don't understand them. They're all quite different to us. But now we're 24/7 with them. And so the dramatic, fundamental change which is happening is having a ripple effect on everybody. So the steady stream of income that the doctor had, that the people used to have, the employees, the staff that they used to have, it's not there. It's suddenly truncated. And I've got a doctor that's got 5 practices. He had to furlough everybody except for one of the practices. And that's the only one he uses as an emergency. So the whole floor has come away from us. So there is a positive reality, a really, really nice positive reality. And that many of our physicians have been able to maintain a steady stream of income during this time. This is the silver lining. This is a positive reality for many of our physician partners in this business, where they've got ADRs, they've been doing this for a while, they've got patients that continue to purchase products because they need it now more than ever. So even though financial times are tough, now health is now finally is kind of overriding their thoughts. So our job now is to gently show the doctors the safety our company can provide. We have the resources to reach hundreds of doctors who quarantined, thousands of doctors. And time to evaluate the benefits of our company and who we are. Previously, they were almost doing us a favor by, oh, all right, fine, show me this thing. Now, it's, oh, really, you have something? Oh, show me that. It's a complete mind shift, and it's exciting. And we're palpating this right now, because the whole point of this is now show the doctor that he can take control of his or her life. That's all right. He can take control of his or her life. That's what it's about. So it becomes another chapter in our journey of healthcare, where we're now looking at the doctor as in a different light. We're looking at him as a person, at her, as a person who's become a human in every other way. I mean, he's always been a human, of course, but I'm saying we look at the doctor as on a pedestal because he knows more than we do about our health and so on. But now we're looking at the humane side of the doctor. And if we can talk to the doctor from the humane side, and this is where our genuine emotion comes in, and we can equate with the pain that he or she's going through, then we can get the doctor to really see what we have, and we can show what our company is all about. So here are some aspects to think about. The company is 36 years old. It's undergone all kinds of things. 9/11, it's undergone right now. This other crisis that we're in, it's a big crisis. And yet, I still get all my products every month. Everybody's getting their products every month. Everywhere. Not just in Utah. We're getting the products all over the United States. In fact, they're getting products all over South America, all over Europe. They're getting their products in a normal way. Our company has not been put to its knees because of this crisis. And that is something I think we've got to focus on. We've got to focus on the fact that we're still there, we're strong, we're going like gangbusters as far as the company's products are concerned. The scientists are there, and we're able to offer solutions. This is the whole key. Solutions. The key is solutions to what people need. And so by being able to offer the solution, and by being able to show the doctor that he needs something that he didn't even know he needed, but right now he's so open to it, we're able to get a much better receptivity. We've been having webinars, obviously like everybody else, in the past couple of weeks, and honestly, these webinars have grown and grown. We started off with having 5 or 6 people on a webinar, 3, 4, 5 people, and wow, then it went to 12, 15. Well, we had a webinar 2 weeks ago. We had 70 people on it, and those were all kinds of different backgrounds, different ages, different sexes, different personalities. Common goal: I want control of my life. How can I get control of my life? That's the bottom line. How can I go back to where I was 15 years ago as a doctor, where I was in control? I was totally in control. Lost his control with insurance companies. Now he's been forced to reevaluate everything. A recent statistic shows that up to 20% of independent doctors may have to close their practices. 20%. Think about it. How many, I don't know, hundreds of thousands or maybe a million maybe doctors there are in the US? I don't know. 20% are actually thinking that they may have to close their practice. That's alarming. That's 20% of people who have spent years and years and years studying, who have professions, who have helped millions of people, and because they are not in control of their lives anymore, or haven't been for a number of weeks, they're thinking of closing. That's appalling. That's terrible. So, we're looking now at being able to reach many people. We've had, I never dreamed that we would be having from our own groups hundreds of people a week on our webinars. Hundreds. I never thought that. I thought the Nu Skin, of course, we see with the skincare, we see thousands of people going to the convention, and we see, when I was in South America, you'd have 500 people in a room, and everybody's excited as anything, wow, everybody's really cool. And that is a general population. That is everybody looking to look good. Basically, people want to look good. So it's a much easier market to tap into, where you've got people who just want to look good. But now, and it has been more difficult to tap into the market the market of people who want to be more healthy. Well, guess what? Suddenly, I'm astounded. We had a webinar last night for South America. We had nearly 40 people on it from 6 countries, including one from Spain at 2 o'clock in the morning. It was 8 o'clock at night, our time, Eastern, and we had somebody from Spain on there. I didn't canvass that. And that is now where I'm kind of like, whoa, what have we got that we can help people make educated lifestyle choices? But that's also doctors. Because the educated lifestyle choice is the doctor being able to take the cobwebs out of his or her mind, to think about income that is cash, that he's not accustomed to, or she's not accustomed to, that is recommending a product that he's done some research on. So, what does the doctor have to research? We've got 75 scientists, got 90 published papers. Show them some of the research on that, and they then will immediately understand that this is a serious company. At the A4M in Utah, in Las Vegas in December, there were 24 scanners in a booth. 24. Each of those people in the booth scanned about 30 people a day. 30 people a day by 24 by 3 days was very close to 2,000 people that we scanned. Most of those, probably all of them, well, most of them were doctors. Of course, there were a lot of nurses as well, healthcare professionals. So when we look at that, we say, wow, that was in December, that was before the crisis. And people were already looking actively to see how can I improve the results I'm having in my practice? Because being a useful messenger for the pharmaceutical industry is not the answer. We've got to find a better way. We've got to find some way to help our patients. And oh, by the way, I'd love to hear about the money. because honestly, the money is what I'm also very interested in the money, of course. Well, now they are looking with even more, I don't say ambitious, with more proactive ways of taking back their control. Everybody wants to take this control back. Everybody wants to. You can see that even though there are lockdowns in some of the states, many of the people are not even caring about that. They want to take back the control of their lives. And the doctor is now looking at the same thing. I'm saying I'm using doctor because that's the market that we're looking at as far as the scanner is concerned, healthcare professionals. So I'm trying to say that there's a mind shift that's been forced upon most people, and now we've got the possibility of excuse me. We've got the possibility of touching those people, and through the technology we have, we really can do face to face, even if it's one person at a time. Yesterday, I spoke to probably 9 healthcare professionals, face to face, one on one, and I was able to show them, explain to them just what our company is, just what we have to offer, where they can have that peace of mind, where they don't need to close their practices. I mean, if they can add an extra 200 grand a year, 100 grand a year, 70, 80 grand a year. And now one of the I don't say positive, one of the important things that's come about the crisis that we're in, as in any crisis is we have to cut the fat. So when things are great, we coast along, and there are inefficiencies. There are plenty of inefficiencies. So now we start to cut the fat. Do we really need to do this? Do we need to do that? And so when we look at the doctor and we say, well, by scanning X number of people per day and putting 1 or 2 patients a day on product, this will give you, it will help the patients, and it will help you by having income that continues. It's a continuing income for you, and we're living it now. We're actually living it, and it's a way that the doctor can say, wow, well, in 5 years ago, an extra $75 or an extra $100,000 a year. Come on, today an extra $100,000 a year for a practice, I'll take it. Anybody will take it, because now we're looking at making everything. We're looking in lean times, and we're looking at efficiencies. We're looking at how to make things better. How can we maximize what we got? So, if you can imagine when your computer, God forbid, crashes, or heaven forbid, crashes, and you got to redo everything, and you look back on your computer and you see how much junk you've actually accumulated on that. All the junk, all the extra information you've got on there that they don't even use anymore. Well, guess what? We've got a reset in our lives right now. We've got a lot of baggage and junk and waste of time stuff that we now, okay, now let's get to the gritty of it. Now we're going to rethink. Now we're going to do the next year. It's a completely different ball game to what it was. And I say completely different ball game for everybody. But we have the solution to help people regain their control. I've said it 6 times. I am repeating. Because in my opinion, it's all about control of our lives and our incomes and our health. And it's gotten away from us. It's gotten away from us. That's why physicians have gone from seeing 12 patients a day to seeing 35 patients a day. Why? Because it got out of hand. It completely got out of hand. And everybody was milking the system. Well, guess what? The system is not going to be milked anymore as it was before. Big, dramatic, radical changes are taking place. And we're at the forefront of all of that. Guys, we've got everything we need to help gently show the healthcare professionals that we have the solution to help them regain their lives and to have income that will continue to come in regardless. And that is through the ADRs. ADRs, the company's been brilliant in doing that. It's incentivizing the patient who gets an ADR. 20% points, like miles on your credit card, every time you buy something on an ADR the first year and 30% the second year onwards. I mean, think about it. 30% on whatever you buy on a regular basis, and you get paid on it as well. So it's exciting. It's a moment where we personally can reset our own targets. We've got to be we've got to have sniper precision and be totally focused on the new era of taking our lives back. But more important, helping others take their lives back too. Because we can, this situation, I've been in my house because of my very, very deep 50-something years old, 73, but actually close to 74 now. But I've been in my house, locked up in here for, 5 weeks. But guess what? It hasn't really affected me. I hate to say it in a way, I'm just trying to say that, thank God, I've been doing this for some time, and it hasn't negatively affected me, at least financially. So this is something that I think is important for us to gently kind of let people know that the company is there, the science is there, the products are there, the everything we have, the tools are there. All we got to do is show them how to do this. We had 3 scanners placed last 2 weeks, last 10 days. In the last 10 days, 3 scanners placed. Just from the immediate, I don't know further down, but I mean in my immediate 3. From home, when they haven't been out for 5 weeks. Whoa. So, anyway, that's it. I'm very grateful for you being on. Don't forget, on Mondays, we've got John Whitaker, who's got an amazing call every Monday. There's a lot to learn from that. Kent and Wendy have got a call every Wednesday, and those are Knock Your Socks Off. Very much to learn. The last one was absolutely awesome, with an acupuncturist who's got and a sports medicine doctor, so different take on that. Then we've got also the newsletter from Scott Bennett that comes out. Please look at that. And everybody just be very, very happy that we are in this business, very confident that we are in a position to control our lives and to help others control theirs. God bless everybody. Have a good week. Thank you. Scott, thank you.